this question stands. If it's a toe, whose foot did this come off of, right? Like, Windows doesn't even see it, I don't think, and I'm not sure why. It's probably thinking that, like, something else has control of the camera? Yeah, Womp Womp is right. Uh-oh, chat. I don't know what's going on with my camera. Apparently my webcam died. Apparently the webcam died. Alright, let's see. So we are on Penny Dropped, I think is the name of this map. Where's the tier pack opening? Oh, don't worry, that's gonna happen. We got enough tiers saved up. It'll, hopefully I can figure out my camera situation before we worry about that. Alright, I don't really care about Sucky. I mean, I care, but, like, I don't care. So we'll go with our usual opener here. We'll bank a key. We'll likely get, like, Stabby online or something and continue to bank. We'll have to see what they do. We'll have to see what they do. So yeah, there was a map rotation as well. There's 2 new maps, new to me at least. I don't think they've ever been in the rotation prior to this, to my knowledge. So this has a 2 range, meaning they could go here and leap. But this leap is only for 345. So, like, neither of these are going to kill the cat. Do we need something more mobile? Or can we just roll up Stabby? We're going to try Stabby. I think we're okay here. Push comes to shove, we just literally run everything back. But they can't kill either of these, I don't think. I guess they could kill the cat with a jar, hypothetically, but they would need an exceptionally high-level jar. An exceptionally high-level jar. I don't think they can get this, either. I take it back. Oh, I thought this was a lower level cassowary. Womp womp. Could we have gone the other way? So cassowary was here. We could have gone down and sent the cat up, which it would have been able to get hit anyway because their cassowary was here. Point being is that our cassowary was going to bite it no matter what we did. This probably isn't worth it because we're not going to kill this guy with the cat. AKA, we're just going to give him more hit points. So we're going to run the cat away just because it could still provide value later on. They banked to 5 keys, which is... Wait, how much? This had like 300 health left, I think. They banked to 5 keys, so I don't want to go too heavy on anything. They did use the leap. So they can't get to this. We're going with Flopsy here so that we can actually... Like, they don't have enough of a presence, a forward presence, to necessarily be able to kill Flopsy permanently without investing a significant amount of effort. So they take the middle. They probably take the top one. So they're going to hold these 2 for a while, I think. At least a couple turns. Which is fine. It's not the end of the world. We can't really push them off of it for a little bit. They have Leap back online, so that means that things are in danger. This is 1,000. So they're going to be able to kill this fairly trivially. And we'd be effectively down -2 keys, which we already are, because we'd be trading this for this, which I don't think is worth it right now. If they want to leap and advance the jar, like, leap with this and advance the jar, I think we're okay with that. So they banked to 8 keys. I have no idea why, and that's concerning. We don't have anything that's 8, so I'm not real excited about doing the same thing. So we're going to roll up Unbearable. We might have been better off going instead with, say, well, a number of different things, actually. There's a few different ways. The sheep was the main one that I was thinking, but... So we should be able to kill this without too much trouble. Problem is now the Stabby has taken a lot of damage, so it's really going to come down to what kills Stabby. Ideally, we can force them to have to use the jar, but that's not going to happen. Clinico plus Stabby is a great combo. Absolutely. It is something that can work wonders, for sure. Which we might actually do this turn, to be honest. I'm hesitant to invest in anything in particular, because we don't know what they're doing, and they banked so many keys. Granted, they have map control, so they can bank. Like, now they're at 10 keys. Why? They could be saving up for, like, a 9-key Phobie. Which, I mean, isn't unreasonable. This is going to end up healing, but, like, that's fine. They'll probably kill Flopsy here, which is also, I mean, obviously we don't want to lose Phobies, but there's no, it's not necessarily a big issue. I'm not real sure why we're healing the cat. Like, arguably it should be up here so we could retake this top point, but they're not threatening retaking this middle one necessarily very quickly. They could be creeping the newly dead into position to end up punching Stabby. But I expect this to happen, yeah. They're going to have to... They sink 2 attacks in. They just walk on it with the Cassowary. And although they have Panic Point control, we're roughly even on keys, or should be. See, that's interesting. I didn't expect them to do that. But that's fine. Like, we can Clinico now. That's a Hevo 3.0. Alright, that's probably worth saving for, right? Evo 3.0 is pretty good, I've heard. I've heard some things. Alright, for those of you just tuning in, I'm obviously having an issue with the camera. I'm not real sure what the status is with that or why that's happening in particular, but we'll find a way to live with ourselves. So if you go here, this is an AoE. Ugh. Second best Hevo, nice counterplay. Yeah, we have to go for the Stabby here. The question is, how do we position to not just get blown out by the AoE? Because they can move... You know what? We're going to go here, because if they decide to move to this spot between the panic points, I'll be very happy about that. I expect them to kind of go here. But if they move to this spot with the panic points, we can hit it with this twice, this once. Like, we're in okay shape. Problem is our Stabby can die to the jar, but if that happens again, we're okay. Why no Clinico for Stabby? I don't really feel the need to try and keep it alive into this. That may be the correct play, Hydro. But right now, I'm more concerned with the Hevo. This was... I mean, that's fine. Like, yeah, I don't think you want to do that. There, you can hit the heart to get the cat. So, like, we could have kept the Stabby online. But we're trading 3 keys for 3 keys. Like, we are even on keys right now. We just need to find a way to take this guy down, which is obviously easier said than done, right? We can retake the middle. That's a problem. So the articles are mostly card game related things. Admittedly, I haven't done anything for Phobies yet. But it's a lot of videos as of late, or links to the YouTube videos, but also a lot of the articles and previews I've written for other card games at the moment. Wow, that's really bad. I did not expect this thing to be that sturdy. So the challenge here is, if we move up, they're going to kill this with Hevo, and then they're going to run the sheep in and pop our erratic. As it stands, they can do the same thing. I'm not sure what 4 we get online that's going to help us here. This is actually going to be a challenge. We have to burn down this sheep first, I think. Because if we commit onto the Hevo, the sheep is going to blow us out. This is the other issue. They can just easily do that. Now, like, we have to move into it, which we don't want to do. We're in a rough spot. What's that Hevo's name? 3.0. So the one's 5 cost, the other's 7, I think, or 6, something like that, and then this one's 9. $479? Oh, okay. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure the one's 5, and it makes sense that it's 579 just from a, you know, a nice numbers standpoint, I guess. So we're kind of sacrificing this guy, which I'm not excited about. We kind of have to body block for the erratic. I don't know if this is really what we want, to be honest. I don't know if bees are really what we want. Probably not. Yeah, so this guy's dead. The AoE on this, I mean, it's a 9-cost Phobie. It better be good. But man, this is brutal. So yeah, they get the free kill here. Air quotes free. We're still not going to kill the Hevo. Or we shouldn't, anyway. We're gonna do 14... Oh, we might with the jar. Like, it's not impossible. It's just exceptionally unlikely. If we don't kill the Hevo, this was a really bad trade. Especially because of this. This is real bad. That's real bad, chat. Because they're going to come up and kill the erratic with the sheep. This is going to take, what, 100? We might be okay. You should win? Well, I'll find a way to throw. Ask any of the regulars in chat. I'll find a way to throw. In fact, I threw away my webcam just mere moments ago. No, that I didn't actually do that, but for some reason the webcam's not working. Don't ask me. So I intentionally tried to bait them with this. I don't know if this was a good idea. Wherever they put the sheep, we're gonna be able to... Yeah, like, this is not good. You gotta walk it away twice, yeah. You gotta walk it away. So if we put erratic here... Well, okay, they're not gonna expose this. I was gonna try and hit this with erratic, but... Obviously, they're not gonna let us, right? So you can go here with the sheep, or here. So now we just kind of... Like, you have to come to us. You have to walk into range. This is an easy win once that sheep is dead. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, At this stage, they have to do something kind of drastic. If I were them, I think what they need to do is they need to wait until the heal comes back online for Clinico, go in, hope that I can't kill the sheep, and then have the heal again, but I don't know that that's reasonable. Because, like, here, okay, they inch up one. Fine. I'm going to back Erratic off to one spot down and still be in range of the panic point. And they already have access to the top one, so if they want to reclaim the middle one, you're going to have to do something, opponent. I could get aggressive and, like, poke it with a jar or something, but the jar would just die. You know, I could move this guy up. And to be honest, maybe moving this here is reasonable, because then they put the sheep in range and we just blow it up, right? Because you're going to do... No, we need 1,600. We actually should kill it, because this will be 520 plus another 800 is 1,300 plus another almost 5. Like, we should be able to kill the sheep if it steps onto this spot. The safest play would be to not move. Not move the Jin Sting, just let it hang back and do nothing. But as chat mentioned, if they... Clinico, or like if we leave them with Clinico, they're just dead. Aggressive would be taking top panic point with Jar last turn and charging towards the heart with Erratic. That would be overly erratic, or overly aggressive, I think is the best way to do it. Yeah, that's just suicide. Yeah, that's called, as we say in the business, a throw. Which, as mentioned mere moments ago, I do plenty of those, so don't you worry. I'm an expert in throws. I want to see if we have to expend bees. Did I miscount this? Like, did they figure this out and I can't kill this thing? 270? No, I can kill it. For a second when they walked it up, I'm like, wait a minute, did they, like... Did I just straight up math it wrong and they can still get me? Or still live? Now, at that point, it probably would have worked. I mean, maybe. GG. Yeah, we should be okay at this stage. Chat, I'm not an expert, but I think we may have won our first game of the evening. I may or may not have had a quest with these other phobies. I don't know. GG. Alright, good start. We're starting out okay, chat. Why am I saving my tiers? Mostly for the stream, so I can open them on stream. Like, I don't have any reason to open it off stream, so I knew I was going to be streaming Phobie, so I figured might as well do it on here. So we're going to be opening one of these scary packs, and then we should get enough tiers today to do another one later on. So what do we got? We've got no upgrades. No, we do have an upgrade. I didn't see the little arrows for a second. I'm like, wait a minute, that looks really close. Keeps us on our toes? Exactly. Alright. So, I should have gone to my collection first to show people what I have, but any predictions as to what this is? Should I do a poll, like... Or start a prediction on whether it's a new Phobie or not? Is that something Chatty would even want? Fire ants? That would actually be really cool, Hydro. Hevo 3.0? We just saw Hevo. There's no way. Unless the game's kind of trolling a little bit. That isn't really a troll, though. It'd be like, hey, you beat this guy. It's like you beat a guy in a video game and then he joins your team. New Phobie, probably rare. Alright, well, let's jump in. Clobster? That would be cool, too. I don't have any burrowing Phobies yet. Chat. No! I mean, this is fine. I'll take it. This is okay. I mean, to be honest, like, leveling Cassowary is good, but the problem is... Well, like I said, we'll get another pack later on tonight. The problem is that my Cassowary is already level 6, so I need... Well, I have plenty of experience to do it, but I need a lot. Happens to the best of us. Every once in a blue moon, it happens. What are you gonna do? But like I said, I should have come in here and showed my collection and then let people do predictions. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. New Phobie versus existing Phobie is probably the main thing, right? Yeah, it's just straight up. I think the camera, like the webcam died. Rub my beard as you think? Nice. Nice. Are you hiding behind the stairs in Mount Ego? Yup. That's what Chad was saying earlier, Eric. That I'm hanging out back there. I gotta be sneaky. The question is, okay, chat, here's the poll. I can't do a Twitch poll for this because there would be way too many options. But here's the question. I'm a Phobie hiding under the stairs. What Phobie am I? I can't wait to see people's responses to that question. So Eric, since you may be more knowledgeable about this than most, how big are Phobies? Physically, I'm saying, because when you look at some of the maps, we were talking about this on a previous stream. If you look at some of the maps, like, where's a good one? Lights Out is a pretty good one. Like, these are suitcases, I assume, and if we assume regular human-sized suitcases, any given Phobie is what, like 3 to 4 feet tall at most? I'm very curious how big a Phobie is. I don't know why this is bothering me, but, like, I want to know. I don't remember if Lippy explains that they're tiny. You've never had that question? Because, like, even on this map, on RCO, like, if we assume a human-sized cubicle, most of the Phobies, maybe Alligator aside, and Hevo, you know, chat, throw out some others if this is not the case, but, like, most of them seem like they are at most as big as the cubicle. They're in your subconscious, so any size, but are they... We're always called Phobie Wranglers by the team, so it sounds as though... Yes, I get you could be wrangling your fears, your phobias, but it has a physical component to me, like when I hear that, so it feels like I'm literally gathering them all up, because I said this offline, is Phobies a Pokemon game? It has monster collecting, it has leveling, it's a strategy game, like, some of them are huge, yeah, some of them, Alligator seems pretty big. Alligator seems pretty physically big. Fish Tank, I think, is probably pretty big. Flesh Crawler is probably just long, right? But even then, it's still fitting on a single hex. I always thought it was chess and Pokemon. It was chess X Pokemon, so it turned into Chex, like the... Isn't that a breakfast cereal? No, it's the snack thing, right? What's the breakfast I'm thinking of? I gotta think back to my Magic days when every combo deck was named after a breakfast cereal. Chex Mix, yeah, that's the thing I actually said. Alright, enough nonsense aside, I'm sure we'll come back to more nonsense, but... Yeah, I'm very curious how big, like... Well, I don't really want to know how big AWOL is. Although, that being said... AWOL... And I've said this when I first got it. AWOL is interesting to me because... Is it a thumb? Like, a human thumb, we'll say, or it could be a monster thumb. Or is this, like, the thumb off of a giant? Because this thing is as big as the other Phobies. So therefore, this thumb is enormous. Like, I don't know. These are the things I think about. It's a toe. I always thought it was a thumb, and the game as a foot was, like, just appendage puns, but I get it. It could be that it's a toe, and therefore... tying close to the foot. But, like, this question stands. If it's a toe, whose foot did this come off of, right? Maybe it's Billy's toe? Oh, God. Maybe it's one of those Giant's toes from Skyrim? Yeah, exactly, Eric. That's what I'm thinking. Like, what is the monster that AWOL came off of? And why is AWOL not an undead, then? Time out. Look, this is a plot hole that we need resolved, chat. Why is AWOL not undead? My immersion, chat. My immersion. Come on. Like, what are we doing here? Internal story consistency is what we need, chat. That's what I'm telling you. Is it funnier because you can't see me and everybody can imagine me just screaming like an idiot here? Not like it's gonna get healed? Fair. Also true. Okay, chat. Has anybody healed an AWOL ever? Big toe monster? So is it just like one of those monsters from Elden Ring where it's just like 85 toes and this is just one of them? Wait, you seriously healed an AWOL? Was it on a healing spa? It wasn't like you didn't heal it with a Clinico, did you? That should be an achievement. Heal an AWOL with Clinico and win. Because that feels like a BM move. You know what I mean? Like, you're absolutely trolling your opponent if you do that. Because I'm sure there's a board state that would lend itself to, yes, I need to heal AWOL because of, like, poison. And then it'll live so that it captures this panic point and then I win. Like, that's a scenario that seems hypothetically reasonable. But realistically, you're just trolling. How do they do damage to it without killing it? It would have to be like one of the little poison spiders, I think. This game is so cool. I love this game. I love this game. Oh, we're going first. I should pay attention to the game that we love. So my normal opener on this map, I don't really like, but I haven't played this map in a while. So my normal opener is this. I don't really like it, and I've talked about this a lot. And there's somebody on YouTube that usually comments, so shout out to YouTube, which, by the way, if anybody in Twitch chat isn't aware, you can check out my Phobie stuff on YouTube, RTChompGG, and if you're seeing this on YouTube, come on over to the Twitch stream, RTChompGG over on Twitch. But, gotta get the self-promotion in there, chat. But, somebody was commenting, asking about, hey, you know, why don't you do some beginner opener stuff, or beginner stuff in general, and I think talking about the openers is pretty important. And here, we're actually seeing one of the challenges of this opener is... So our opponent matched our Murderfly, but they also came out with a cat, so they're going to be able to relatively easily capture the middle point, as well as threaten our Stimpad. So, the question is, how do we properly respond to this? Normally, I would probably try and go for something like Stabby, but I think that's going to be too slow. If they go with the Murderfly, they can get here. So we could go like Jar... and poke. Or we could do something like this. So what this will allow us to do is leap onto the point, kill the thing, whatever it happens to be, with the Murderfly, and then reposition if we need to. What's realistically going to happen, I think, is we're going to trade 2 keys for 1 if we go in. I did not expect them to do this. This was just an error on my part. Yeah, I didn't... Like, I was busy talking and didn't pay attention to, like, them doing this. This was a good play. And possibly cost us the game, to be honest, because I don't know how we fight. Like, we're not going to be able to take the middle point, right? There's just no reasonable way to try and control that at this stage. And I'm not sure how we kill this. So we could... Like, I don't know how much this does. No, we're not going to be able to get it with our Jar. Our Jar does 260. Might as well kill the cat. We're going to lose our Cassowary in exchange. I don't think that's worth it. I don't think that was worth it either, to be honest, like wasting the leap. So if they move in here with the Fly in order to try and kill Cassowary with Fly and Jar, well, actually they can't. Poke their cat with Jar, poke at them retreat. Yeah, we did sort of like that, but I don't think this was worth it expending the leap. So they basically have the center point locked off for now. So they can hit these 3 spots with the jar. They banked to 6. That's a little concerning. We should have possibly done this last turn. We can't I don't think we can threaten their jar with the cassowary. 470. No, we can't. So if we got our own jar online... Ah, Moly Bully. Okay, okay. So what are you doing here? I don't know if this was just to protect their jar, the bully. You played against the same person like an hour ago? Really? On this map, DT? Like, is basically everything the same, or is it not even close? So basically, they want to trade their 1 cost for our 2 cost, because if we send Flopsy onto the middle point, they're obviously going to retake it. Different small map you lost. Well, this one's not looking good for us. We may be following in the same footsteps. Now, Moly Bully is a monster, so we're not going to be able to gas it really effectively, and they have a healing spa anyway. We both do, obviously, but... I don't know what we break this with. I think we need them to commit in, and then... We're getting our own jar set up, so that way, if they commit in, we can shell stuff with the jar. It's going to have to happen eventually, and we can't get the jar on the stim pad in a single turn. Jackalope King troll play. I've been trying to set that up, no joke, and I just can't. It just never seems to materialize, and it's so frustrating. One of these games, I'm going to have an army of Jackalopes, and then I'm going to go, bang, Jackalope King, and just annihilate their board, and it's going to be glorious. By the way, this is what I'm talking about, chat. Like, look at Unbearable. This doesn't look like it's much taller than this cubicle, right? And Contortio's maybe, like, the height of this chair? So, I don't know what they commit onto here that we're not happy to take. Like, if they're going to trade... They're not going to put in Moly Bully. They could send out the Murder Fly, and I think we're okay with that, too. I don't know. Part of me wants to Gravedigger and then try and set up a Gravedigger play to, like, block off where Moly Bully is, but that's just never going to happen. We're going to lose our Gravedigger in the process. We're going to bank our keys. I kind of want to get another Phobie online, but whatever Phobie we pick is then going to put us at max Phobies, unless, of course, Flopsy dies. And this lets us go to 7. Maybe we can get something with 7. They can just walk on and off. That's also true. I always forget about that, because just about everything else, or I think it's everything else in this game, requires you to stand on the thing, like, end turn on it. I mean, not capturing the point matters, but we are donating keys for effectively no purpose. So we have to move the jar now in order to honor the Murder Fly, because it can move here and snipe the jar. They can't take the cubicle point, because they're not going to be able to punch through this. Pterodactyl's the next best play. It might be. It might be. That's 8. Need to do like 900. We are going to go for Pterodactyl. I just don't know where it's going to end up. Like, if we put it here, Stabby, this... Murder Fly, jar. This that's... Wow, this does a lot of damage. 1,000. I think we can threaten this and not worry about Like, I'm kind of ballparking this. If we lose the Pterodactyl by being too aggressive, you know, we lose it. Cassowary could probably guard Jar Cannon. Well, we're okay from here. Like, it's not going to be able to get it. I mean, we could have run Cassowary to the stim pad kind of thing, or moved it up, if that's what you mean. I think we can kill this thing for free now. Not for free, but you get what I mean. Okay, yeah, they're backing off, which I'd kind of expect. The problem is we can't effectively dive. All right, erratic is problematic. I'm not sure how we fight that. I think we can get Stabby mostly for free, or pretty cleanly. We're probably going to walk this away, but I'm going to wait. So they could kill it, but they can't walk on the bones yet. Part of me wants to bait the Murderfly with the jar, to be honest, but I don't know if that's really what we want to do here. I don't really know what else we want. I mean, like, Stabby is probably our best bet, but then we have, like, 2 really slow Phobies here. I don't like the look of this one, chap. I don't like the look of this one. Our opponent is playing it appropriately patient. This is a pretty scary setup when we don't control the center point. There was an argument maybe we should have dove with, say, Cassowary and just taken the point. We obviously lose it, but then they have to step back on it. Alright, well, we kind of have to go for it. Nope. I need to move it down here below Stabby. So we're going to lose the jar, because they're going to move up Erratic, zap these 2, and then kill the jar, and then we're dead. So this one is going to come back to haunt us. And like I said, I think we're... I mean, they could do that, too. Basically, our jar and Cassowary are dead for no purpose. Really? I mean, I guess they wanted this, but that doesn't seem... Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that's not what you want to do. We're killing Erratic, then. We're doing 1,200, 2,000 between just this and the jar. Can you kill this? I doubt it. Not kill it, I don't think. Oh no, opponent. No, not like this! Opponent, not like this! Big Oof is right. So do we move up? Like, they could actually kill our pterodactyl now. And maybe that's what they were going for? Because, like, this hits it once, moves on it. Like, maybe this didn't go as well for us as we thought? Maybe the cassowary needed to come up too. Like, we could have leapt on something. I didn't want to move it up because like, move up one space because then it's just in range. They are hell-bent on this bees play. Like, yeah, that was gonna happen. I'm not too worried about our heart. We have 5,000 health left. This is coming down to who has phobies left. And we were doing okay up until this. Like, that... I mean, we were losing, absolutely. They just... Before that turn where they undid everything, I thought we were dead in the water, and then they gave us a window to breathe. We still may not be able to do it, but we have an opportunity. We still need to get these points back, though. Think you got this? Well, we'll see. So we're back to where we were. We're doing this to soften it up because that means that we can hypothetically cassowary something at some point. I don't think we want to cap the point. Like, we're going to lose cassowary for free, but they do have to recap it with something, which means we kill it. Like, is it worth sacking cassowary at this point? We're going to risk it. I'll go with chat suggestion, because I don't hate this idea. I think this might be too aggressive, to be honest, taking this point, because, like I said, we're going to lose cassowary just to the jar, right? Like, they're just going to jar it and kill it. But that means one of these has to step on there. They need to at least cap with a 3 key, so it's a good trade. Yes, that is true. Which is why, like I said, I don't hate this play. They have to send something in, and like I said before, the game is coming down to who has phobies. It's not necessarily about panic points, although it kind of is. Like, that is ultimately the clock. You know, now that I think about it, I don't think any of the maps have a time theme to them. You know what I mean? Like death and old age and things like that are a phobia. Or maybe not I'm sure there's an actual phobia, but, like, you know, that's a common fear, just growing old. So I'm picturing, like, you see how these monitors are melting? I kind of picture that, but with a clock, right? So they're waiting for what, like bees? Because they can bees this turn. But they're not killing this? Because, like, they have to walk into range, then bees, then move into range, then meatball, then move into range, then artillery. I don't know. That's a bold move. I mean, they could hypothetically, like... They can't kill that one even if they do. Dimensional effect does a lot of damage. Yep. Can I kill him with the stim? I think we can. We're gonna try. Actually, I think we're just short. And if he moves on the stim, he can't get us? We'll be able to, or possibly he's gonna... I don't know if we can kill him next turn. Now, what they can do is they can move on the stim and bees us, though. Like, that's a play they can make. Just hit once and retreat. Yeah, I should have hit him once. I don't know if I undid that and didn't get it or not. I was more consumed with the idea of making sure that the jar would live. Alright, so we're just taking everything back. We're back to square one. So I take it back, chap. I may have been incorrect when I said this is going to be the end of Phobies. Like, as in, like, we're playing it out to who eliminates all the Phobies. Because right now it sure as hell seems like we're just going to be waiting for a long time. We're going to keep poking B-Man up here. Because, like, you're dead if you don't get out of range next turn. Because you can walk up in Bs, but since they undid everything, it gets a little confusing, at least for me. I don't know if anybody else gets this. But it sometimes gets confusing tracking... Okay, well, they did this, but then they undid it, and then they did this other thing, but they undid that. And it's like, well, does my guy have damage on it or not? I don't even remember. Poke, poke. I mean, I guess they're just... They can walk over to here and heal it up. I'm very tempted to put the jar here and shell their heart, because that exposes the murder fly, but I don't really want to do that. It's just a stalling game. Yeah, at this point, I think we stare at each other until our opponent decides to commit. And I don't think there's any way... And it's going to have to be several turns from now when this is healthy. Now, like I said, we could have threatened stuff, but... Hey, Jodo, what's good? How you doing? What do we got here? Like, I don't know that we need to do anything else. Yeah, I don't see any reason to... This is one of the things... He needs you to make a bad play to win. Exactly, Eric. And that's the thing, is that... A lot of Phobies games, even in this board state, it feels obvious. They have to do something. We have the majority of the panic points. We have good positioning. They got to do something to change the game state. However, that is also true at all phases, well, basically all phases of the game in Phobies, and it can be very easy to throw away an advantage or put yourself in a hole because you got overexcited about something. Me and DT would just run in there. Believe me, I've done that a number of times, Luffy. I mean, to be honest, like, even here is tempting. If I roll forward the bear and then move the jar up, we can take this. And then we're body blocking the cubicle. But we take in return... Nope. Game. I don't want to do that. 450, and another 5. And 4, so 9. Be like 1,300 or so. Yeah, I think I take the kill. Like, we're gonna live, and if they try to counter kill... We can definitely burn the stuff down. We're going to leave this here because we need to body block for the jar. Otherwise, hypothetically, they can go here and just zoom in and meatball. Yeah, we could have hypothetically moved this up to stop the murder wing. But I figured they were going to move it in anyway, right? That is bold. Whoa! That is... I mean, they gotta make something happen at this point, right? But still. I don't know why I'm doing that. Oh my is right. Yeah, they're giving up. I mean, realistically, what are they gonna do at this point? I would have gone for the wing to protect your jar. We did have it protected, so they had no angle here. Because they were up at this point, so they had to move in, and we would body block either with the bodies or... well, with the bodies, basically. There was no way they could get cleanly at the jar. But GG! Like, this is something for beginners that... so shout out to anybody watching this on YouTube. Come hang out on the Twitch stream if you're watching this on YouTube. But for beginners, one of the things that I think is important is observing other people's games and be like, well, they started with Cassowary and Cat every game on this map, on RCO, on Eternal Monday, on Xylo, on Billy's Room, whatever. They opened Cassowary Cat, or they opened going second with 4 keys. They opened Sheep every time. Why are they doing that? Now, if you're going second, sometimes, you know, somebody opened Sheep because they went Cat Cassowary to threaten them and kind of bully them away. Or maybe they went 2 and 2, or maybe they went a different 3-1, or they went 1-1-1. And I think taking note of those things is important. And a lot of the openers that I do typically have been Cat Cassowary because they are my best 1 and 2s right now. So, top 100. Oddly enough, I was ranked much higher, so I was going to call that out, Eric, because I was in the, like, low 60s, I think, at one point. Now, that was when I was much lower, actually, on... Like, I was in a lower rank. I think I was still in early Primals, like Primals 1, when that was the case. So, that means that there's been I'm inferring that there's an influx of players, especially better ones, or just the better ones have finally put in more time and surpassed me, even though I've moved up into Doomsday. So, it is pretty cool. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining or something. I am content. Obviously, I want to move up, but it is notable that, like I said, I was higher and keep getting more players every day. Exactly, and that's great to hear, that there's more people, because the biggest thing with games, we always joke about this on stream, what's the biggest problem facing insert game? We'll say Phobies right now for obvious reasons. More players. Even the Hearthstones of the world, even the Magic the Gatherings of the world are always looking for new players. You want more blood coming in. And I'm going to repeat the same thing the regulars are probably tired of hearing. My rank updated right now. Did it really? Yeah, you're right. I was 90-something else. I'm a very competitive player. I love tournaments. It's been rumored that there's going to be a tournament mode in Phobies. I don't know if that's actually happening or if that's on the roadmap, but I saw it mentioned in Discord. I don't remember who it was, if it was a dev or not. But while I would love that, the fact of the matter is that the people that just play occasionally are the bulk of the player base, like the casual player in every game. That's just a fact. It's way easier to have somebody drive by and have thousands or millions of those somebodies than it is to have an enormous core of hardcore players. It's just difficult to do that. So, it's great to see that more people are discovering the game and coming in. It's highly requested for sure. You were 97 earlier, 99. Womp wah. I'm washed up. Already dropping out of the top 100. It hasn't even been 5 minutes. But yeah, the tournament mode, just to talk about that for a minute, I am very excited for it. Like, I'm absolutely looking forward to it. Assuming it materializes. Like, I'm not saying I have knowledge of this because I don't. It's just, I would love to see it, but that is something that is not... It's important, don't get me wrong. Hyper-competitive or very invested players are often great evangelizers for games. It's great to have somebody like me streaming it because I love the game, and I hope that I'm making other people love it. Hopefully I'm not turning people off with this. But I'm only one person, and there aren't going to be people like me who play the game, you know, hoop socking it. They're not playing it as religiously as I do. There's a lot of people who are just going to play it casually, and while tournaments may be fine as a temporary marketing thing, it's not going to get those people, like, they don't care, because they're not really going to interact with it, unless it's, which, to me, this way, like, in an ideal world, All of the tournaments would be handled in client. It would be completely automated. My ideal tournament setup isn't necessarily the 2,000 person PTQ. Those days are behind me. I played it, you know, multiple. I didn't play at the 2,000 person ones, but like multiple hundred people PTQs. Those days are behind me. I still played in those tournaments, like when I played Worlds for Transformers. That was 300 and change, I think. But I would much rather a smaller, like 8 to 16 person queue. Ideally not single limb, but if it has to be, it has to be. And then it's just like, as soon as you have X number of people, the queue fires. And then maybe it rewards you with XP, or cool profile pics, or, well, ideally both. That sort of thing. It has to give some sort of cosmetic, because otherwise people that have a full collection, although that's still far out, don't really have a need to play them, other than for the sake of it. Hey, I missed the follow earlier, Fat Cat, but much appreciated. That was actually a while ago. I was busy yapping. But, like, I want in-client tournaments, because I want the client to control it. I'm tired of going to third-party sites for tournaments. It's just a pet peeve of mine. Map customization would also be really neat to have. It would be cool, but given that it's a mobile game, I don't think that they can really open stuff like that up. Like, would it be great? Yes. If I look at it, well, I played a lot of chess, and I love chess. I haven't played Go. It's a game that I keep talking about that I want to get into, another strategic board game. But I compare this a lot to RTSs, even though it's turn-based, so we're talking Warcraft, StarCraft, that sort of thing. And map pools, which is one of the things I love about Phobies, that the map pools rotate, because it can, even if we never got another Phobie, which obviously we just got 2 new ones, so clearly there's more in the pipeline, right? If we never got another Phobie, the maps themselves would keep things fresh, because they could put a new map in, and it's, okay, this completely changes how you interact and which Phobies you want, when, and why. Like, if we looked at the maps earlier, but I'm not going to go into the turn at the moments, but, like, Xylo completely requires a different set of strategies than the Penny Dropped, or Billy's Room, or RCO. All of these necessitate different things. And I think that's really cool. I think it's a great way to even, because this is how StarCraft 1 works competitively. Because there aren't balance patches for it any longer, the community has basically determined that in order for them to balance certain matchups, they can't play certain maps because it just so enormously favors certain factions. So, like, Protoss is just overwhelmingly powerful on this map and just craps all over Terran. So they put a different map in the pool, and then you just ban them out, which ties back to tournaments. I'd be very interested to see if there's a map banning system, how the map selection works, you know, any of that stuff. I see a Chomp get redeemed, but did it work? There we go. Okay. Since my camera broke, like, now I'm real worried about, like, did anything else break? And honestly, I think the camera's legit broke, which sucks, because this was my better camera that I wasn't using because I was saving it for other stuff. So I basically didn't really use it. And now I put it up a few weeks ago, and now it's busted. Womp womp. But anyway, back to tournaments and stuff. I think the map pool rotation is really cool. I don't think that there's a reasonable way for people to directly impact the client. Now, I have no knowledge of how Phobies works on the back end, but you're talking about you need to get it through the Google Play Store, you need to put it through Apple for iOS, and you're talking about Steam. So it has to be vetted on all those platforms. There's no way that they could push an update that I can think of that's reasonable, let alone put, like, players into the map pool. Now, if it was player-created maps into the map pool. Now, if it was, and this is something that I hope eventually gets added, that all maps are always available to players to do in frenemies. Like, that would be cool. Because even if it's just a drop-down, it's like, okay, there's a big map drop-down list, there's a small map drop-down list, or medium, whatever, and then let it go from there. Or if there were an in-client way to do it just for frenemies, if you want to make a map, that would be cool. But I think that's probably above and beyond the scope. You know, I could see that, hypothetically, of course, a couple years from now, stuff like that. Scoposium every day. Which one is it? Oh, that's out of the map pool now, right? But that was another reddish map, wasn't it? Yeah, I think that's one of the big ones. This one replaced Raining Worms, although it may have Raining Worms on it also. May have Raining Worms on it also. You really think so? I think K9's just okay. I don't have Cassowary. I think he's broken. So Cassowary now... Alright, we'll open it back in a second. Let me, I'll explain what's going on. So, I will say that I did not like Cassowary originally, and I've said this multiple times. Across streams, not tonight, I mean. I repeat myself a lot, but... I didn't like Cassowary initially because of me having it low level. Might be able to use a new card for the stream? True. I had a low-level Cassowary at the time, so it just wasn't quite doing anything, so I was never able to, like, threaten opposing jars. Because it's like, oh, I'm in range, I can leap on it. It doesn't matter. I can't kill it, so who cares? And I do need to still get to another breakpoint, because a lot of people seem to now have jars that are just out of range of this. They're, like, 495 health or so. But the reason I like K9000 is because this thing had, and this is level 1, so it doesn't look very impressive, but this thing is a sponge. It typically can tank a huge amount of damage. And that's the main thing, is that if you want to get in there, you want to cap a point, but you don't want to give up your Phobie immediately, K9000 typically can do that very well. Now, you could argue, oh, well, Cottontail, Flopsy, and Mopsy are similar capacity, because while they're fragile, they have to then get on top of it. And that's true, but I think we've all played games where there are times that, oh, well, my Flopsy can get on there and there's no way they can get it. But sometimes they can. And sometimes you just straight up need a mountain of HP, which is what this seems to be. Now, once we acquire it and see what this other 2-drop is that I'm still have yet to see, because notably this is not a stress unlock. Stress unlocks, like, we know this is Snowball. We can't even see it in the collection until we unlock it. This one I've never even seen, so I have no idea what this is. It might be one of the new Phobies. I don't remember if I checked pre-patch or not. But, anyway, point is that once we acquire some more of these, we can actually compare level to level, or the devs recently posted a spreadsheet with all the statistics. So you could actually calculate it out, because they all gain 3% to each stat as they level. So you could figure it out what they are at comparative levels. And then say, okay, yes, definitively K9000 is the highest HP. Therefore, in these scenarios, I want it. I think Cassowary, K9, Eternal Night are simply good because they practically always trade up key-wise. Yeah, I personally really like Creep a lot. I think Poison makes things very complicated for your opponent. It's not great otherwise. It quickly falls off, but if your opponent opens, say, with an early stabby, not necessarily on 1, but you could threaten the stabby very easily. You know, like, you dive in, spit on it, and it's like, oh, they kill your creep back. Well, great, I traded for your stabby. My dad plays creep almost every game. I like this guy, but I've mentioned it before, I have an affinity for the undead. I'm still waiting for the rest of the Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail plan to do tribal jackalopes, which I've also mentioned before. I love the fact that they're jackalopes. They could have easily been any sort of animal, but they're jackalopes. Mechanical Phobies usually have more HP. Yes, yes. Man, 2-drops are just the best. I need more of them and 4 keys every turn. That would be, I mean, play out all big maps. I guess that's part of the reason why you love the big maps, DT. Actually, to be honest, I want... Spud is pretty high up there on my list. I don't know why I wanted to call this out, but shout out to my Darkwing Duck fans, because this reminds me of Petunia. For you youngins out there that may not know what Darkwing Duck is, just go look it up. The greatest superhero of a generation. Maybe of all time. Maybe of all time. You know what? I'm going to go there. I'm going to say Darkwing Duck is the greatest superhero of all time. Full stop. I want the smoke. We're going to open a scary pack. Alright, chat. Get your predictions in. Are we getting a new Phobie? And if you are so bold as to say it's a new Phobie, what is the new Phobie? Because we whiffed on it earlier. New Phobie? Alright, we got one with new Phobie. What do we got? Another Jackalope? That would be cool. Wait, new Jackalope? That would be awesome. Then we could actually try and run tribal Jackalopes if I have enough experience to get it up there. Alright, let's see. Here we go. Moment of truth, chat. Contortio! Alright, we got another early game guide. I don't have Contortio yet, so we did get a new Phobie. Not a Jackalope, but a new Phobie. Nice. Can join the circus. Ta-da! Yeah, I like Contortio. Contortio is fine. I'm not really sure what its role is, but it does give us another 1-drop. Just to mix things up. Like, I don't know that Contortio in general... We look at 1-drops. And I'm going to take a quick break after this chat, but because I want to get some more water. Stretch my legs a little bit. So, Cat has been my opener. I haven't found a good situation for AWOL just because it's so fragile. It's nice to have 1 keys, absolutely. I had leveled up Cowbell because we just needed... Well, you didn't need, but it is, as chat was just pointing out, useful to have alternative 1-drops. And Cowbell, similarly, like we were talking about K9000 earlier, which I'm on my collection, I don't have K9000. We were talking about K9000, the mechanical Phobies are mountains of HP, so it is the higher health one. Contortio, comparatively, has the second lowest out of our collection so far, HP-wise, but this is going to go up. We're 4 levels behind. AWOL is just mainly for a quick 500. Exactly, yeah. I could definitely see that. You know, your opponent... It's similar to a jar play, right? Your opponent got a little ballsy, and they were hanging out by your vault. So you're like, surprise! Tentacle toe. That sounds like a weird foot condition. That sounds like something you should absolutely talk to a doctor about, right? Or it's going to be one of those weird late-night medical commercials. Are you or someone you know suffering from tentacle toe? Because we might have a solution. It's like, yes, you might have a solution, but you're going to have, like, orange leakage from places that you really don't want that happening from for several weeks, probably. Like, that's going to be in the part of the end of the commercial when they're required to say what all the side effects are, and they just spit it out, oh, by the way, in the middle. Contortio has less HP than Cat, but more attack. I mean, that makes sense. It's an undead, so that's kind of the trade-off there. Alright, so we're on Red Rum. I kind of wish on the verse screen, it would tell you the names of the maps. Or on this, like, have the name of the map hidden somewhere. I wonder if that's actually true. Like, if these little blocks spelled out Red Rum or something. Ah, so we have Batula. Which, again, I want to know what the official pronunciation of this is. Is it Batula or Batula? Because to me, I initially thought it was pronounced Batula as in spatula. And somebody in chat pointed out that they also thought of it that way. But I'm very curious. Batula feels like that's what it's supposed to be. This is another phobia I want to play around with when we acquire it, because it... I don't know, maybe all the ones I'm up against are always low level, but it feels like it's just not enough. Rhymes with Dracula? Yeah, that's exactly it. Maybe you said it last time, DT, when this conversation came up previously. Alright, so they do... Wow, that's a really high level cassowary. It's a level 9. 5, 6, 7... 750 or so? Ouch. So we're going to go Cassowary and Cat. I'm just trying to figure out where to put them. So I think we go Cat here. The problem is if we put Cassowary here... Like, if we advance at all, Cassowary's dead because of how high level this is. This is not great, but it is what it is. Hey, Dragon, what's good? I prefer watching your streams with cam on personally. That's fair. I appreciate it. I know I'm pretty to look at. I was kind of hoping my wife would hear that because I'd hear her yell something down here. But yeah, I'll have to figure out what's going on with the camera. I don't know. I'll do that offline. It kind of surprised me because there were no issues that I saw when I was, getting ready to go live. Hydrate. I mean, you can't see it. I guess I could, really slurp the water so you guys could hear it. I don't know if I really want that to be that kind of stream, though. It feels weird. Seems wildly inappropriate. So if we hit this as 800 health, yeah, we're not killing this. And again, if we move up, we're dead. We can do this. Get a little chomp action going. That's what I like to see. A little chompage going on in there. Alright, so they banked to 6. This is kind of scary. So what they could do, they could kill this and take the point. I doubt they're going to do that because we're obviously threatening with the cassowary here. And honestly, inverting the cat and the cassowary initially might have been better. Just so we could have taken that point earlier because they weren't going to... I guess they were in that position to begin with. I don't know. Maybe it's fine. I don't know that Stabby was really the play here either. We probably should have banked like they did. Couldn't you kill it? No, we're not going to do enough. We would have done a little over... It would have been 7... Oh, actually we would have. I misjudged it. We probably could have killed it. Oh, that's a Grimes. Yeah, we could have killed this. I was busy talking and didn't actually count it up. Because this is like 5. Or close enough. We would have gotten it. Yeah, if you're going to do that, we're just going to get it. Now, this does almost 500. So they could jar and get it. I don't know if that's worth it. But this means we're going to pelt Grimes, who is dimensional. This hopefully bullies them back a little bit, and we can take the middle point and then say, alright, come to us. But the misplay of not getting their cassowary last turn could come back to haunt us. Excuse me, got the hiccups. I do love the way Grimes moves. I do wish that and I mentioned this before, that there was flavor text on the ones with abilities. I understand why they can't. Alright, that's problematic. Does this take extra from disease? I'm pretty sure they do. Yes, it does. Oh, buddy. This is the 3rd time I've seen Smiley. I want to get Grimes and Alistor so bad. Have you seen, what's the one that pulls? We went up against that the other night, and it was nightmarish. Alistor's so good? Yeah, it seems pretty good. So we can't take this point safely because, Smiley will get there. No, not Smother Mother. There's another one. There was like this demon-looking thing, and I don't know what it was. So they have 3 keys. This is just going to be a problem. I feel like we kind of have to dare them and say, alright, come at us, but the problem is, I think it's Heartbreaker. Yeah, Heartbreaker. Because we got annihilated by that and Kivo 2.0 in the same game. And it was just on Raining Worms that I can't think of that map name. It's not in the rotation now. But it was just... We got brutalized. Because it was, oh, if we go in, we're going to get pulled off the map. If we don't go in, we're going to get pushed off the map. But if we do nothing, which I guess would be not going in, but like repositioning, then we're just going to get picked apart because they can use the combination of them. It was just... It was awful. For me, it was awful. So we should have moved Cassowary out. But if we trade these two for this, I guess we're okay with that. The problem is I don't think we will. This has 2,200 plus hit points. What level is the Smiley? Level 14 Smiley. That card's pretty good. This thing seems okay. Especially with Grimes. I didn't realize you take the damage immediately? Oh no, he was reeling back because of that. This actually won't kill it. That is so frustrating. It's at 35 health. Get out of here. Stop. Alright, so we gotta get away. We're still gonna body block this because it can't come in. I think Smiley's gonna get the get Voodoo, get Stabby. There's not much we can do about it. Alternatively, you know what? So I think hitting with the jar was actually a mistake. We needed the jar to come back one because they're gonna kill this and then they're gonna stand here next to, yeah, they're just gonna move it up and now they get these two. Which, I mean, it's a 500? 500 a turn. Like, that's almost as good as this. This is 575. This is 521 just for standing there. Now, granted, we're going to get their Grimes in return, so this is 9 keys for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. So we're negative 1 key. I mean, we should get the Grimes in return. I don't know that we actually do. Because the problem is Grimes can go on the point. So, like, we have to... On the spa. So we have to kill it this turn, basically. We needed the sheep to be here. Because then we don't have to invest a... Well, actually, we can just do this, I guess. I don't know if we get Grimes. Oh my god. Stop. Stop. So Grimes now runs away and goes on the healing spa and is perfectly fine. Brutal. Yeah, this is a little sad, chat. Game? I clicked on the wrong... Oh no! I clicked on the wrong spot! We needed it to be here! Maybe our opponent won't think of that. Maybe they'll just make a mistake. I kind of panicked and got Murderfly. We don't actually need it. Nope, they didn't... They were thinking about it. We might be able to, like, brute force our way in or something. Oh, Clinico's also pretty good. Which, I mean, they're gonna have by this point, right? Like, there's no way they don't have the stress unlocks when they had a level 15 just from that dude, right? I don't think any of my Phobies are even double digits. I don't even know if I have a level 9. I think the highest I have is maybe a level 7. Really? That can't possibly be correct. That cannot possibly be correct. Yeah, so that I was going to call that out because I mentioned it last week. Since the patch, the last patch, all the status effect stuff, animations don't seem to be there. Which I presume is a bug. Yeah, they seem to have choked here. I don't really understand what that was. Did they, like, disconnect? Yeah, that might be the case, Dragon. That might be the case. The thing is that they had the right play to begin with, and then undid it, did something else. It's like, okay, that's a similar, air quotes, right play, because they did the Clinico, and then they gave it up. So part of me wants to think that they were just like, look, you're dead, so I have the moral victory, but I'll give you the actual victory. Because they're trying to be a nice guy, right? Like that, our opponent's being a nice guy. That's the story I'm going to stick with, chat. Our opponent was just showing us, it's kind of like, I still had all these. Maybe they're trying to throw games to complete quests. I mean, is there even a quest that throwing a game would be beneficial to do that? Like, I don't even know why you would do that, right? I don't think there's any of them that would behoove you to throw. Because all of them are do positive things for you, as far as I know. Other than, like, the recap points. Maybe that's a thing, but obviously they're not doing that. They're not even... What is... Okay, they are playing something, but I'm like, what is happening right now? Alright, so this should be dead this turn. Yes. All of them situationally, I guess? 494. So you can't actually kill the jar. We go here. We can go here. 1, 2, 3. So we can't poke with the jar right now, because if we do, it hypothetically... Well, not hypothetically, it would die. We could actually go here, and then they... I mean, they'd have to burrow here, is the point. I guess we'll bank the keys. I've lost a few, so Metabot could kill dimensional units. Gotcha, gotcha. That's fair. I mean, we could still lose this game. This board they have isn't horrendous. They only have 2 keys left, so it's basically all in on this and the jar. Yeah, you can't reach... Well... 1, 2, 3... Yeah, you can't reach with your jar. I was just double-checking that I didn't miss it for a second. Which is funny that we survived by literally 1 HP, which is great. Otherwise, clearly I would have moved the jar out. But as it is right now, maybe we should have moved it out anyway. The reason being is that we're not going to be able to poke something and run, I don't think. Because we'll be in... Well, maybe not. We should not be in range. Yeah, there's no way their jar can get there. Sure, you got it. You can heal up your rock lobster. So they still have 2 keys. What do we even want to get? We could go Gravedigger and block this off. That would actually be really funny, but not that funny because this thing has Burrow. The Gravedigger doesn't seem awful. It doesn't seem awful. Part of me just wants to go multiple little things. But I think we're just going to go Gravedigger. And maybe we can set up this play. So if they don't occupy this spot this turn... And we're moving erratic so that way if they do occupy that spot, we are going to light it up. But if they don't occupy this spot this turn, that means that only Rock Lobster can get through except through the top part. And then we can just push that way. I'd block the top and go for the heart. That's not a bad idea either. That's not a bad idea either, and arguably better. Part of me was thinking that, like, something like this would happen since they still had keys, that there was just no way we were actually going to be able to block it off. Since everything was clustered up there and they still had keys to pull out. Like, if they don't move there now all of your crap is stuck here, with the exception of the jar. Oh, they don't see it. They don't see it coming, chat. We're gonna get them. We're gonna get them. Honestly, not blocking the top more comes down to me playing stuff very defensively, which has absolutely cost me games. Chat, we're doing it to him. Chat, we did it to him. Get him. Okay, so do this first. Can you just kill it? Yeah, good. So we don't have to meatball. This can't reach us. The jar could, but that doesn't matter. Smart play. I won't let it go to my head. I get one every once in a blue moon. So now this can walk away. Obviously, we can now, like, actually just go for the heart kind of thing. We could probably just kill their team, too, but we'll have to see. None of their stuff can get into range with us this turn, so they're going to have to expose things. Like, this probably dies for freezies. Between this, and this. We might have to meatball it, but... Level 11 Klopster. Since the team put out that spreadsheet, I keep meaning to copy it over and just do all the calculations to, like, what does any given thing look like at level 20, or all the intervening levels. It doesn't really matter as much. It's more important that finding breakpoints, so, like... And we've talked about this before as far as Jar versus Murderfly goes, like that relationship. And a number of things along those lines. So we're going to kill the Klopster, I think. They're taking so much damage that I think this is fine to go for this sort of play. We'll see if we actually can, though. It has a ton of hit points, so maybe we can't do it. Okay, no, we kill it cleanly. Get out of my house. I mean, we're gonna lose the Gravedigger, but... Okay. So this moves up here, poisons, and then we just kill it. So we're gonna meatball here because we'll be able to get it with regular attacks. And now we're just pressuring their heart enough that... I don't know. I don't see how they get out of this. Watch out for the bomb, though. Yeah, it's possible this guy sneaks through. Well, maybe? This does 1,600 damage. It's a lot. See, like, even here, we're gonna still hit their heart. Sorry, Gravedigger. You have sacrificed yourself for a greater cause. GG! We got there. Who says you need Grimes? Who says you need Grimes? Show him this game. Show him this game. GG. Chat, we got a game. Real good player at the company used to save XP until they absolutely needed to upgrade a monster in async to kill something. I was wondering about that, how that functioned. If you get, and we're doing our Murder Fly opening again because it's, I'm reverting to old habits because I'm yapping. If you're in async and you acquire a new Phobie, like you already started an async game and you open a pack afterwards, is that Phobie available in that game, or if you level stuff up? I didn't know that. I was wondering if that's how it worked. Will I be streaming tomorrow? Yes. So my usual schedule is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday during the same time slot. But on Sunday and Monday, it's, as you'd imagine, a little truncated comparatively. I'll still be on for another hour or so at least. I say at least because it depends on whether we go on another heinous losing streak. If you get a new Phobie, yes. I'm glad the streak of the other night so I can watch the stream in the morning. Fair, fair. Yeah, time zones make it weird. I have gotten, and it's funny. I gotta think about this play, and then I'll explain my funny thought. This is kind of ballsy, but I kind of want to fly to their stim pad. I'm gonna do something really dumb. We're having some fun, chat. If you level 1, no, it stays the level you summoned it. Okay, but yes, if you haven't summoned it, then you get the extra, right? But I've had a lot of people when I'm playing other games, like when I was streaming Gwent, which Gwent seems to be more of a European-based digital card game, which is interesting. See, I'm gonna trade these out. Oh no, can they kill it? They can't. Ouchtown population you, bro. But I've had a lot of people, oddly enough, from Italy. Italy, for some reason, I've had a lot of people hang out on stream, which I appreciate. Don't get me wrong. Like, anybody, you know, I definitely love when we have people from other parts of the world come and hang out. But I feel bad to a degree because somebody in Italy, it's like 3 or 4 in the morning during my streaming time slot. And it's like, look, guys, I appreciate it, but you don't have to do that. Yeah, we were definitely going to get that jar. This is the beginning of the lose streak. I mean, it could happen. What is our opponent doing? Are they just banking? I don't know what they could do for 7. I kind of want to leave now because I'm a little worried. I am a little worried. So if we go here, they could pop something out and hit it. So I think we just do this. I'd watch you stream Phobies anytime. Well, I appreciate that. I hope I know there were some people that hung out in chat and it said that they watch my stream to help put them to sleep. Which, again, I'm fine with. But it's kind of funny. Shoot hard once and then leave. I don't think they can get us with anything, right? Like, a 3-move Phobie goes 1, 2, 3 and can't hit us. And Jar is the longest. They can't get, say, a Chuck yet. They can't get Chuck yet. They can kill your Murder Wing easy? But we know they can't get it with a Jar because they just tried it. And that's the only other... As far as I know, Chuck and Jar are the only range 3 Phobies in the game. Now, there's still some that I have yet to even see. But I don't know if that's the case. But they decided not to. Fair. Imagine unironically playing Allie. I really want to figure out the stats for a lot of this, because it's possible that Alligator's fine and just gets a really bad rap. Now we're going to get the hell out of Dodge, because, like, we're going to get lit up. I think we do take this, though. So they can Meatball, 900, and Jar. Like, the Jar, they're not going to die, is the point. Like, we're not going to die to anything. And then I think we advance this. The reason I'm doing it is because it's going to take a while to get it online. But we can still beat up the Gator, and it might deter them from coming in. I have like 180-something. Yeah, I have some upgrades sitting on Alligator. Rambolina goated. I love Rambolina. I have the boop montage almost ready to go. I posted it, a preview in Discord, just to see what people think. I want to get some more boops to add to it, but I also want to make it a channel point redemption. So if the clip is too long, it's just going to be stupid, right? Yeah, it's a boop montage. I'll probably... And it's me making funny noises, too. Omega boop. No, some of the guys in Discord have seen it. And if they're in chat, they can tell you. Bees! There it is. Get some bees. Oh, God! Bees for days! This is going to be ridiculous. I'm not going to be able to say anything because I'm just going to be screaming bees for the next 15 minutes. So this threatens the Jar, is the reason we're doing this. And we know that Jar plus Murderfly can't kill us. Oh god, more bees! Bees! You people gotta know what you look like. True. True. Do they really, though? Do they, though? I missed some other comments due to all the bees. Bees in your beard. Oh god, that would be awful. That almost happened the other night when I was streaming. I told you that story, like, last week. I think it was last week. I thought it was a fly, and a bee must have got in, because my wife and I were, like, moving stuff out of the house, and we had the door open, and it must have snuck in and was hanging out before the stream. It was, I was a little concerned when it whacked me in the back of the head. I'm like, these goddamn flies, and then it lands on the desk, and I'm like, no, that's a bee! So I trapped it with a, or I tried to trap it with what's quite literally basically a pencil case, because I was using it as a riser for some of my DTOFs, because it's clear. And it didn't work, because it snuck out, and then my wife was able to trap it, because it went after the light. It went towards the light. Alright, I don't know why they did this. Should I be concerned about why they allowed that to happen? I love how your channel mascot is an alligator, but you don't use alligator. Technically, it's a T-Rex. Now, I've had this discussion with my wife before. I feel like we need to get something online, but I think we wait till 7. So, like, they could walk something onto the... They could walk the gator onto the amp right now. Or they'll just concede. They'll just concede. That was a little weird, but I felt it was appropriate. GG. But as far as traps go, I'm almost out of water. We'll probably talk traps first, and then I'll take a quick break, get some more water. But, so, traps are a weird topic, because I'm not sure how to properly deal with them yet. I agree with the idea of testing for things with, say, you know, arbitrary early game resurrecting unit. They seem like a good counter to it. If you can squeeze them in. Now, the newly deads aren't great for it. They're slow. They just aren't likely to ever get into the fray. But, you know, you could test with arbitrary 1 cost. But if your opponent puts them on something such as a panic point, it kind of defeats the purpose. You end up in a position where they just... I'm assuming chat's talking about this guy for Kaboom. But if they put it on a panic point, you can't test for it. And it's not unlikely that it's on a panic point. At some point, you just have to go for it. And it's a tough spot to be in, because you basically have to hemorrhage keys to do it. So is it... And this is why I need to play with some of the trap characters instead of playing against it. So let me find one. Like here. Granted, this is an AoE one, but it doesn't really matter. Baba Yaga feels as though it just statistically is a fine 5-drop. It's a 1400, almost 500 damage unit. It does less damage than Stairmaster, but where's... This does electrical damage. Like, let's look at Cyclops. It does more damage than Cyclops, but like it's in between Cyclops and Stairmaster. But it also features a very powerful ability in the trap. There are a number of ways to tackle this. In-game right now, Doom Doom already exists. And chat was pointing out other units that will disable tiles that they're on. Either Charon walks over it. I think chat said it was a 5 cost, which I must not have seen Charon yet. Which is what I thought earlier. But there's also a... I think it's a 3 cost. No, it's a 4 cost, apparently. Honey Bear here will also disable map tiles. Now, it's not just for traps, it'll also disable panic points and lava and other things that could be there. But the point is, there are answers to it. I'm not a huge fan of binary answers where it's either you have the way to disable the trap or you don't, and then the trap just doesn't work. Revealing it in the way that Doom Doom does, obviously, if you know where the trap is, you're just never going to walk on it, unless it's on a panic point, in which case the trap absorber comes in. Alternative answers that were brought up in chat is you could limit the number of traps they could have out, because as we saw in the last game that I played, they have 50 million traps. There are traps everywhere. I can't go anywhere. Yeah, I haven't even seen Charon yet. A timer on the traps would be interesting, where if you play a trap on turn 1, let's say, by turn 5, if it hasn't gone off, it expires. Because after a certain amount of time, the trap just goes away. I don't know if that is better. Again, I need to play with the traps so that way I know how to play around them. What are the likely places? Right now, it seems like people just dump them on panic points, which is reasonable. And especially given that things like Baba Yaga, there's a number of ranged trap characters. Even the one we saw earlier in the last game, Unicorn, which admittedly it moves slow, but Unicorn has a 2 range. So it could go cap a panic point or something else caps a panic point, crap out a trap on it, and then just sit within range, and if you step on that point, whatever goes on there is dead. That's the biggest issue, I think, is that you can't... Even if you test the trap, it's... By the time you advance your game plan to counteract the trap, it feels like you took such an enormous tempo loss. So you lost, we'll say, a key, because you sent out Contortio to test it. It tanked the trap. We'll get lucky and say that it did. Then it gets lit up, and your opponent retakes the point and then plays another trap on it. It's like, okay, so I've accomplished nothing. You have to time your push to push them out and recap the point, but then that's not necessarily good enough because they can trap places that you are already standing on. So if you don't retreat or advance or get out of there, they'll be able to bomb your character with a free attack, which I guess they could have done anyway due to a lot of them being ranged, and then walk away. Traps definitely feel very powerful. As to whether they are actually, I'm not sure. Because right now I think I'm just playing poorly against them, and I'm willing to accept that I'm just bad, kind of thing. They just seem really strong, and in most games where it's turn-based like this, I can't interact on your turn, and you can't interact on my turn. Now we have something that breaks that rule. Traps interact on your opponent's turn. Those effects are almost universally busted in every game that you can do them in. It's very difficult to keep them in check and balanced. You can see that in a lot of card games. Even in single-player games, like if you play Darkest Dungeon, Repost is one of the more powerful things because it's not just doing an effect on your turn, but also potentially getting effectively extra actions. And if you're talking about a trap like Baba Yaga where it's an AoE, you are kind of getting extra actions. My experience is that playing against traps is completely different after using them versus before. I could definitely see that. And that's the thing, is I need to play with the trap characters. And until I do, I don't feel like I can properly assess things. Because right now, my game plan is, well, I'm gonna have to lose something at some point. The alternative that I've thought of, at least with my collection as it stands, is to try and just push real hard into the trap character before they can get 1,000 traps out. But that's not always feasible. And it's not even always reasonable. So I'm not really sure yet. Yeah, that whole idea of only being allowed one trap at a time, I'm warming up to it. I'm warming up to it. Either that or a timer, because, yeah, I feel as though, even observing games, there are a lot of games that turn into stalemates at various points, where you just can't reasonably... You just have to build up to be able to make your push, which inherently means that there's a window. And in that window, your trap-laying opponent is now mining the entire board. Tiles you had no reason to ever go to. Well, I guess they were just laying out traps once they already had the major... You know, if I didn't set off the ones on the panic points, and they're not doing anything else, like, may as well put out traps, I guess. Or, obviously, like, if I tried to invade and tried to be aggressive, they were just going to annihilate me, if that happened. Alright, so we're back on this map. Let's see. We're going second again. I think we do our same opener. I don't know, maybe it was not wrong to put the cowbell here. I mean, the cowbell's going to go there now to threaten this. That's a newly dead. This is also a fairly high-level creep. So again, I don't know that I like this opener. It seems fine, but it's not great. Now, we can do this similar thing where we're going to move, say, the murder fly to this point. Move the cowbell up. I imagine they're just going to camp this with the creep. They have no reason to advance, and if we try and take this point, it doesn't help us at all, realistically. So this will be 3, 8. We can kill this with a jar. Being player 2 on this map feels like garbage. I haven't played it a lot as player 2. I don't think I played this map a lot in general, to be honest, but I can see it. So we can't kill this now, which makes this awkward. So we go here, and then we can threaten this thing. I don't know what we want to advance. Like, they haven't banked at any point. So do we... Stabby, I don't think is worth it. This is a game where I would love to have Spud. I mean, I always want to try out Spud. Spud is funny. I kind of think we bank, but I don't know if we're giving up too much tempo here by doing that. We're going to bank and see what they do. If we... I don't know. I was thinking about Stabby. I mean, now we're just going to kill this thing and then reclaim our point next turn. We'll take a little bit of damage, but that's fine. I think it just evens it out. So that's double newly deads. They can't claim the middle point yet, but the newly deads being powered up like this is going to be difficult to punch through. They are resurrecting units, after all. That is a lot of low-cost units. So they could kill Cowbell. I don't know that we really care about that, but it is problematic from a map presence perspective. We absolutely have to meatball here, which is unfortunate. We'd rather save the cooldown if we could help it, but it's not an option. I don't really want to bank again, but I I don't know that we want... We're going to go Cassowary. So, the leap obviously matters. This can go here. So the only thing we can get hit by is the Murder Fly. I want to be able to get Unbearable online for the Lob. It's our cheapest Lob character. We should be able to get the Newly Dead without too much trouble. But we can't get the Murder Fly cleanly. This is a very large Eternal Night as well. Mildred and Paddles? I don't know what Mildred is. I know Paddles juices up movement. So they still have their Meatball online. And this is a pretty big jar as well. We're up against a lot of high-level jars as of late. We unfortunately cannot kill this, and obviously the Cassowary is going to die, so we're -1 key as a result. We can't move up there. So if they fly here, Meatball... I feel like we're unnecessarily exposing the Murder Fly. In order for them to get our jar, they're going to have to expose their Murder Fly. Which I don't know if that's worth trading at this stage. You can if you hit Jill with Gin Sting. Yeah, we could have done that last turn. We could have done that last turn. That was an error. Yeah, we definitely should have done that. For some reason, I didn't think it was going to be in range, because that scenario rarely happens. Is this going to kill our Murder Fly? It shouldn't, right? It does threaten this being... Like, we have to start retaking things. We can't... They banked 6 keys, too. That's kind of scary. Didn't need a Meatball? You're right. You're right. I don't know why I Meatballed there, to be honest. I'm going to blame it on being tired, because it's close to the end of the stream. I'm going to blame it on that. I mean, that's... The losing streak we had earlier in the week was not because of that. We were just losing a lot of games. We were just getting beat. And then the tilt happened, and then I wasn't able to actually win any games. Until the very end. This one, I think we're just losing because I'm... Like I said, I'm going to say I'm getting tired at the end of the stream. So we now have a jar that's in range that... And, like, this thing is going to kill the Flopsy. I'm sorry if I'm backseating too much. No, that's by all means. I'd rather people backseat because it does help me learn. And I think it's important to point out... Like, I'm not making 100% optimal plays every time, obviously. So I think it's worth pointing out so people recognize stuff. So, wait, if we... go here? Does that matter? It doesn't actually matter where we are for this. So if we had Meatball live, we still couldn't kill this. They have 5 keys, huh? I should have moved Ginsting up 1. We also probably shouldn't have even played Ginsting. Ginsting doesn't really do much for us. They're going to recap this top point, and we have to turn this around, like, now. We don't have much more time. This thing has so much health, the 2 of them. Ginsting is never a mistake. Fair. We can only hit this twice. I mean, we can meatball it, but we're not killing it. And obviously, it's still in range to hit the jar, so, like... We can't dive the jar, is the problem. Nope, game. Oh my god, this thing is not dead. Wow. Holy crap. We're in trouble. I don't know if we have any more time to screw around with this either. Trying to be patient here, but honestly, if they pop out an 8-key unit or 7-key unit, I don't know that we can kill it. So notably, this is ranged. This will be able to walk up. I mean, the damage is mostly... What the hell is this? Oh, this is Mildred. I've never actually seen Mildred. So, it's a lob for like 1 billion damage. Huh. Interesting. Okay. But it's an ability with a 1-turn cooldown? Us not being able to kill this jar, it really put us in a weird spot. Which, I mean, that's kind of how it always works, right? Thing has almost 3k health. This is mechanical, right? Yes. Sheep feels as though that's what we need to do, but I don't think sheep gets us anywhere. We're never actually going to connect. This one's just looking like an L. The misplay early on might have cost us this game. I don't know that we win this anyway. But it certainly didn't help. I don't really know what we're doing here. Mildred does have a great animation. Mildred is pretty funny. Like, we can't get the sheep onto Mildred fast enough. You need to do this in the other order, and then you pull the newly dead onto the space, or I think that will work. I don't know how the bones will interact. See, I don't know about this. I mean, I guess that works. Should have backed off the fly, because there was no reason for it to be there. Not like that does a whole lot, because the newly dead's gonna be fine. This does how much damage? Like, 1 billion? So it's gonna heal up entirely, and we're gonna lose... We definitely lose the sheep. Now, I don't know that there's any point in going after Mildred. Not like we're gonna kill this either, though. Oh, maybe we are. Yeah, we had to kill the monkey. We had to kill the monkey. Like I said, the attack on Mildred does, like, nothing. It doesn't actually accomplish anything for us. Realistically, I don't know what the hell we do to Mildred either. Oh my god, what is happening? What is happening? I think you should have poisoned Mildred and killed the monkey. I think we possibly needed to. Because I don't think we're going to have enough time. Like, we can kill the jar here. Are we just dead? We're not 100% dead, but we're basically dead. So this comes off cooldown this turn? Like, can they cat every turn, or is it every other turn? Oh, it's every other turn. Okay, so they gotta run. I don't know that it particularly matters. So wherever they cat, something's dead. Multiple things are dead, probably. What's that, Phobie? This is Mildred. Who is hilarious, actually. $15. So we do 5. No, that'll replace the poison. 9. I don't know if this is a good idea, chat. I don't know about this one, chat. I'm trying to spread them out because I'm assuming that you can't target a space with the ability. You have to hit a Phobie. So this is minimizing how much they can heal. GG. Like, that makes sense. The animation is just ridiculous. It's hilarious. But now we just probably kill Mildred? Did we get there? Chat, did this happen? Oh no, we can't do it. I mean, they can't do it this turn, so they can't cats again this turn, so... Did we get there? Did this really happen? I thought we were 100% dead. I thought we were 100% dead. GG! I'll take it! We lucked out. I'm not real clear on where our opponent lost that game. But GG, I will take that one. Well, like I said, that's going to do it for tonight. So as always, everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And Black Lives Matter.